We are discussing the features of the wages, obligation of employers, wage period, time and mode of payment, and the duration. So we talked about the wage period. We'll discuss more on wage period and the duration. What is wage period? Provisions for timely payment. Timely payment is something we read on the objectives. One important objective is make sure that your payment is on a timely manner, regularity. Wages need to be paid before the expiry of the seventh day after the last day of the wage period. Suppose your wage period is weekly, Monday to Friday or Saturday. So once the week is over, every Monday, next week you will pay. And after the expiry of 7 days, suppose it is monthly. So August pay will come on September 1st to September 7th. In that way, before the expiry of the 7th day after the last day of the wage period, where there is less than 1,000 workers. So all these are coming from the Act. So if this is applicable when where there is less than 1,000 worker employed and the rest case are the 10th day. So as for the clause, you have to give on the 7th day where less than 1,000 workers employed, and in rest case other people they can give after that on 10th. But wherever people working less than 1,000, so you have to make sure you are paying the end of your wage period, if it is weekly or monthly, whatever you decide. Then you have this condition before the expiry of the 7th day. In current coin or currency notes and by checks or by crediting the wages in the employee's bank account after obtaining his written authority. So how you are paying, the mode of payment, whether you are paying through notes, currency, coins, or the bank account or check, bank transfer directly. So based on that, you will pay. That is the mode of payment. So these are the payment condition written in the Act. You have to make the payment on a working day. That is another condition. You cannot pay the employee on a holiday, Sunday. Your salary date should be on a working day. Before the expiry of the second day, to the person whom the employment is terminated. That means what? Before the expiry of the second day, to the person whose employment is terminated. Suppose you are asking, you are terminating a person, you are asking, so you have to pay him till the time he is there in your organization. You cannot pay the next day when he is outside of the company, when he is terminated already. So you have to pay before that expiry date. So all these conditions are mentioned in the Act. How you will pay, what are the payment mode. Fixing a specific period. Payment of day-to-day basis or weekly basis or fortnightly basis or monthly basis. Each person responsible for the payment of wages under Section 3. So wages you read about section 2, now it's section 3. But I was telling I'll make a note of all section 2, 3, whatever they are. Like next thing we'll see the deduction. All important section. Maybe tomorrow I can share some slides which will talk about that. This is a specific period of fixed wage period is section 3. Section 3 will establish the time frame for which those earning are due. No pay term shall be longer than the 1 month. 1 month is the maximum duration. So you cannot ask someone, okay, I'll pay in 2 months or 3 months. So your wage period will be maximum 1 month. No wage period should be longer than 1 month. The payment of wage act, as per the Act 1936 Wage Act, it is clearly indicated that wage can be paid to worker in the following ways, whether it is daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. Also, the Act clearly mentioned that under no circumstances the payments of wages to a representative by the manager go beyond the interval of 1 month, that is 30 days. That is the maximum period I was telling. So you cannot make the payment once in 2 months or once in 3 months or once in a year. So it should be maximum 1 month. And these are the different modes: daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. Some people they get daily wages, some people they get weekly or fortnightly, once in 15 days, or monthly once. That is the maximum time. So these are the wage period as per the section 3. Another important thing is deduction, which include all deduction. This is deduction. After that, last thing is we'll see what are the definition of wage. We started, but this is a summary. You see what is the deduction. So whenever you are getting a salary, so maybe lot of things are, you see your pay slip, lot of things are deducted from that pay slip. So what are this? The government has deducted your tax. The government has deducted, the company has deducted your provident fund. If you are paying something to insurance, loans, a lot of things are deducted. So you need to understand what are the deductions. So there is a list here. This kind of deduction are allowed. Fines, deduction for actual period of absence. Suppose you are absent for a certain period, so your salary will be deducted. There is a condition, maybe after a certain point you will be having no pay for that kind of leave, whatever you are applying without pay. So that kind of deduction for the damage or loss of goods. Suppose you're working in an environment, you lost something, you spoiled, or you damaged, you broke something. So company has deducted deduction for the amenities, service supply. Suppose whatever you are working and you are damaging, the company has decided to deduct something from your salary. Income tax, I told you, deduction regarding your provident fund, deduction of your premium. Suppose the company is paying something on your LIC, so that kind of deduction, your TDS, as per your calculation, as per your saving, the company has deducted something from, from your salary as part of tax. Deduction for the deduction payment to cooperative society. You may do some payment to your different cooperative society in your organization. That kind of payment, suppose it is adjusted in your salary, in your pay slip it is mentioned. So that kind of deduction is also allowed. Deduction, I mean, it is a deduction for the house accommodation. Suppose company has given you the accommodation, the quarters. Every month you are getting some allowance or getting some deduction. So that is adjusted in your salary and mentioned in your payslip. These kind of deduction are allowed. And what are the deduction are not allowed? Doesn't include. In the right side, it is given. Suppose there is a reduction, there is a demotion in your position, your salary is cut, so you are suspended for 1 month. The company is deducting something, so that is not a deduction as part of wages. That is a salary cut or something, a punishment or penalty kind of thing. We cannot adjust in your salary. That kind of deduction are not allowed. Withholding an increment of promotion. Suppose you are told that if you promoted to so and so person, so and so position, you will be getting one increment. That increment you are not getting, or that promotion did not happen, or maybe happen after 6 months or one month or 2 months. So your salary is reduced, or that kind of increment, what is extracted out of that promotion, you cannot deduct that from your salary. So there are a couple of things mentioned here, what is not included in that deduction. This is one important thing. So what is there, what is the definition of deduction, what is there, what is not there. This is also mentioned in the Act. And when you are calculating the wages, to remember this. And the next slide, what I am going to talk, what is wage, what is not wage. Amount payable under the terms of employment. Any amount payable, remuneration, this wage. This is called payable under any award, settlement, or order of a court. Award means any kind of prize, or the court has given a decision on favor of you, so you got some hike. So that is also wage, paid as overtime. So we discussed that in a different slide, in a different format. Any kind of overtime, holiday payment, or extra work like shift work, that kind of payment is also wage, payable on account of termination of employment. So when you are asking a person to leave, when you are separating a person, you are giving some lump sum amount. That amount is also wage. We discussed that. And what we are not including wage, In the next thing, wage does not include the following payment. Bonus which does not form part of remuneration. So some kind of bonus, I was talking about profit sharing bonus. Company has decided to give a portion of the profit. So you are getting a bonus on this Dasera. So that is not your wage. That is your profit sharing. Company has made a good profit and he has decided to make you happy. So they are giving some bonus. Value of any house accommodation. They have given some benefits, electricity, water, lighting, house accommodation, traveling expenses. Suppose every day you are commuting, they are giving some money or they are giving a pass. You can use that pass for your commutation every day. That is also not wages. Contribution payable by employer for any pension or provident fund. This is also we discussed. If every month the company is depositing something for your pension or provident fund, that is not wages. Gratuity also not wages. And in some paid delay in special expenses is what I was telling. If you are spending something to transport your employees from one state to this state, one location to other, relocation expenses. When you are transporting your employees or any kind of expenses specially made for the employees, that kind of expenses are not treated as wages. So what are the definition of wages? What are not wages? Remember this line. This is something very important when you are calculating the wages. You remember, suppose one amount is given and the company has deducted 10% of that person as part of pension or provident fund. So you have to deduct 10% of that. So the remaining amount we should consider as wages. Suppose a person is getting 100 rupees and a clause is mentioned, the company has deducted 10%. So that means that the person is getting 90 rupees. 10% is deducted as part of pension or provident fund. 10% of 100 rupees, 10 rupees. That means the person that wage is 90 rupees. So when you are calculating the wage, you have to consider this condition, this benefit. And the next thing, I'll give you some slide which will talk about all important clause, important section of this act. Then we'll also discuss what are the main features of this act. So what we discussed till now, I'll summarize it in the next class tomorrow, maybe. Then we'll take another 1 or 2 class on this. Then we'll complete this. Next thing is minimum wage act, which looks similar but the objective is different. That is a different act altogether. So we'll read that after finishing this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.